Let us look at float or slack in a network diagram into detail. Float, also known as slack, refers to the amount of time an activity in a project can be delayed without affecting subsequent activities or the overall project completion date. Types of float in a PDM. Total float. The maximum amount of time an activity can be delayed without affecting the project's end date. Free float. The time an activity can be delayed without delaying the start of any subsequent activity. So these are two different floats. Total float, the amount of time an activity can be delayed without affecting the project's end date. So the examples we've looked at in the construction of the precedence diagram, the floats calculated are total floats. So we'll go further and see how free floats are calculated. Importance of float or slack. 1. Managing flexibility in scheduling. Float allows project managers to adjust the schedule without causing delays in the completion of the entire project. 2. Identifying the critical path. The critical path consists of activities with zero float, meaning they have no flexibility, and any delay in these activities will delay the project completion. Non-critical activities, on the other hand, have float and therefore can be managed more flexibly. 3. Resource optimization. By understanding which tasks have float, project managers can better allocate resources. For example, if a non-critical activity has float, its resources can temporarily be reassigned to other tasks that are time sensitive, thereby optimizing resource utilization. Importance of float continuum. 4. Contingency planning. Float provides a buffer in the project schedule. When unexpected delays or problems occur, activities with float can absorb these delays, reducing the need for drastic changes or project extensions. It allows for better contingency planning as project managers can see where time is available to absorb disruptions without affecting the final project delivery date. 5. Improved communication and coordination. Knowing which activities have float aids in communication and coordination amongst teams. Stakeholders can focus attention on the most critical activities while allowing non-critical ones to be more flexible. 6. Assessing the impact of changes. When changes occur in a project, float helps assess the impact. If a change affects a task with float, the project may not be delayed. However, if the change affects a task on the critical path, adjustments may be needed to keep the project on track. Free float or slack. Free flow is the amount of time an activity can be delayed without affecting the start of any subsequent activity. So this is activity-centered and not project-centered. This is useful for managing dependencies between tasks, ensuring that one task delay doesn't automatically delay others. Formula. Free float equals early start, that is the minimum of succeeding activity, minus early start of the activity minus the duration. We will look at examples in our subsequent lesson. So the free float is the early start with minimum succeeding activity minus the early start of the activity minus the duration. In other words, the free float can also be earliest start of the next activity minus the earliest finish of the current activity. So any of these formulas would help us to calculate the free float.